guys, and welcome back to my channel, Daily Dreamer here. Just wanted to say thank you for all the love and support on my last video that went out. It would have been a couple of weeks ago now, which was me singing a lot of different songs. It was something out of my comfort zone, something different for me, but I really wanted to pluck up the courage to do a video like that. I do always love singing, and hopefully going forward I could upload some videos just as instrumental, so without any background singers. But I do hope you enjoyed that video that went out. So for this video I looked into what I wanted to do. I actually want to answer some questions from like Disney and Harry Potter. So like, what's your favourite film, what's your favourite ride, what's your favourite character, things like that. So I typed in on Google of some questions that I thought I could answer. Haven't really talked about sort of like Disney and Harry Potter in a long time. Obviously I know the video that went out with me singing, I sung some Disney songs. When I first started this channel, I mentioned my love for Disney and Harry Potter, and I went to Disneyland Paris with my best friend in September. And if you haven't seen those vlogs, there is a playlist on my channel that you can go and watch all of them. They're all out, and we had a fantastic time. It was amazing. So just thought, I haven't really got a lot planned for this video, so just thought, why not I just answer some questions so you can find out a little bit more about what I love about Disney and Harry Potter. So the first topic I'm going to talk about is Disney, and I've got them written down on my iPad. So I'm just going to go through the questions that came up on Google. So the first one says favourite animal. So favourite Disney animal. I am thinking from like my favourite films. So there's probably going to be a few. So I love Flounder the fish from The Little Mermaid. I love Elliot the Dragon from Pete's Dragons. That one's quite an old film. And I think it has to be Todd the fox from The Fox and the Hound. That's also one of my favourite films. I just love the friendship aspect of it, and I just think it's a really cute film. So yeah, I think those are my favourite animals. Favourite character, I may have mentioned this already, but my favourite Disney character is Ariel, the Little Mermaid. Favourite classic, it has to be Sword in the Stone. It's one of my favourites. I do love it. I love that he pulls the sword out at the end, and even though he seems quite weak to everybody else, you know, he does stand up strong at the end. So I love that. Favourite hero has to be Hercules. As soon as I hear the word hero in Disney, you got to think of the songs sort of like Zero to Hero. Think of Hercules, you know, being strong with the muscles and everything. So yeah, he would have to be my favourite hero. So the next one is favourite love song. So that would have to be And at Last I See the Light, Entangled. I just love it. Where Rapunzel and Flynn Rider are on the boat and she's about to see the lanterns for the first time. So she's singing, and then they look at each other. He's got her a lantern that she can float into the sky, and they realise their love for each other. And it's just a beautiful song. So yeah, I love that one. Favourite Pixar film. So I definitely love Monsters Inc. and I also love WALL-E. Those two are my absolute favourite Pixar films. But there's just so many that I could love them all. I do love watching a lot of Disney films, but yeah, they would have to be my favourite. Favourite prince has to be Prince Eric, and favourite princess is the next one. That would have to be The Little Mermaid. But if it's not going to be The Little Mermaid, then I have always had love for Sleeping Beauty, Aurora as well. She'd be my second. Favourite sequel, so you gotta love Toy Story. So that's had quite a lot of films coming out, and I like Wreck-It Ralph. I feel like Ralph Breaks the Internet was such a great film to follow on from. So because sometimes you think the second film, is it going to be as good as the first? But that one was really good, and I do love the second Little Mermaid. I did love that one, where she has her daughter Melody. Next one is favourite sidekick. So yeah, I've already mentioned Flounder. Flounder was a good sidekick. So yeah, I think I'm going to say Flounder. Flounder's my favourite sidekick. Favourite song. So definitely Part of Your World is my favourite song. So it's from my favourite film. I absolutely love it. But I am starting to love the Frozen songs. So one from the Frozen song would be Into the Unknown. So they've got here favourite theme attraction and favourite theme park. So the favourite theme park would be in Walt Disney World, would be Magic Kingdom, followed closely by Animal Kingdom, because I just feel like the theming is amazing. I mean, all the parks are incredible. They're always loads of fun. But yeah, Magic Kingdom would definitely have to be my favourite. It's just so magical, and the attraction of Magic Kingdom would have to be Space Mountain. I just think it's really fun, it's fast, I always come off that ride giggling because it's just like one of those jolty rides, and it is scary but it's also fun, so you just end up laughing the whole way round. So yeah, I love that. I'll give you a favourite attraction on all parks. So in Animal Kingdom, definitely Flight of Passage, which is the new ride in Pandora, which makes you feel like you're flying on an actual Banshee, and it's just incredible the way they make you feel on the ride, and yeah, you just come off feeling amazing. In Epcot, I'd have to say it's Test Track, so that's where you can sort of build your own car and then you go for a drive, and yeah, that one ends up being really fast at the end, and you get up to some really high speeds, and it's just one of those really fun thrill-seeking rides. And then in Hollywood Studios, I'd have to say Rock and Roller Coaster is my favourite, or Toy Story Midway Mania, which is the one where you have to shoot, and then obviously your score gets tallied up at the end, so they're always really fun rides to go on. Favourite theme park show would have to be the Festival of Fantasy Parade. I got to see my favourite princess, and it was nice to see like all the Disney characters on the floats as well. Ooh, favourite villain. I love Ursula. So again, from my favourite Disney film, but I love Cruella de Vil as well, so I love 101 Dalmatians. I just think she played the part really well. Sometimes you just can't hate the villains, so yeah, those are my favourite. And favourite villain song, so I do love Poor Unfortunate Souls from The Little Mermaid. So the next one says least favourite Pixar film, and I'm thinking, is there one that's my least favourite? I just feel like maybe it's one that isn't in my top 10, or because I do love a lot of Disney films. I don't think there's any Disney films that I really hate, but it might be ones that I don't really often watch, or I'm happy not to see them again because I know what happens. But there are sometimes films where I could watch The Little Mermaid over and over. So in terms of like Pixar films, the least one would be A Bug's Life. I loved it. It's a good film, but compared to some of the other films that I love, like Up, as I mentioned, WALL-E, Monsters Inc., Toy Story, Coco, all of those films sort of thing, it doesn't live up to that. So yeah, I'd say Bug's Life. Saddest death. Now, I probably would have said Mufasa in The Lion King. It's still going to be one of those deaths that everybody thinks about, like how sad it was. But I also think Tadashi in Big Hero 6 was a really sad death. Yeah, I'm going to say that one probably. Like Mufasa, definitely. That one's quite sad because it's human, and, you know, the way that the brother dealt with it, Hiro dealt with it, you know, it was relatable to people as well. So yeah, I'd say that one is probably the saddest death. The first movie you saw. Now, I know this from when my mum used to sing to me the songs in The Little Mermaid, and I remember being a little girl, and that's one of the ones that I remember. I think that's why it's my favourite, because I remember it being played when I was little. So yeah, The Little Mermaid. And lastly, we've got underrated movie, and those are probably the ones that I have already mentioned already, which is The Fox and the Hound. I feel like that doesn't get enough praise or talked about enough. It's just one of those films that really shows the value of friendship and family and sticking together. And also Pete's Dragon. I know there's the newer Pete's Dragon, the remake. I haven't even seen that one. Not that I won't go see it, I just haven't had time to see it. But the 1977 film Pete's Dragon, it's one of my favourites. I watched the DVD before it was out on DVD, the video, over and over again, and I loved it when I was a kid. So I feel like those are the underrated. So those were all the questions for the Disney side of things. So I'm sure there's loads of other questions that you could be asked. It's just I just typed in on Google Disney questions, and these are the ones that popped up. So maybe I'll do some more in another video. So next one is Harry Potter. So let's go through these questions. So the first one says favourite book. And that's really hard because I loved reading all the books, and it's nice to read things that they didn't end up putting in the films because they would have been even longer than they already are. So it would have been hard to put everything in, but at least you can go back to the books and see more information that wasn't in the films. I'd say my favourite one to read is Goblet of Fire. I just feel like with the Triwizard Tournament, with everything that was going on, they put a lot of detail into that, and it's when the books start getting bigger. So the first three were quite smaller books, so then the fourth one is where obviously a lot more was going on. So I feel like that's one of my favourite. The next one says least favourite, and I don't have a least favourite book. So yeah, I don't have one because I love them all. Favourite movie, always going to be the first one is the one that I love, because it's like, it's where it first started, it's what everybody first saw. But it would be the second film, so I feel like that's where you started to see more of the story develop between sort of like Harry and Voldemort and what was going to happen. And I also love Dobby, so he's one of my favourite characters in the Harry Potter series. So yeah, the Chamber of Secrets would be my favourite movie. Least favourite movie. That's not that I didn't like the movie, it's just one that I never really connected with, was Order of the Phoenix. I love it more now. I feel like when I was a bit younger I wasn't really connected to it, but yeah, I would just say in terms of say least favourite would be the Order of the Phoenix. Favourite Weasley. So you have to love Ron Weasley, you know, he's always been there for his friend Harry Potter. If you didn't talk to him on the train, then who knows what would have happened. So yeah, you've got to love Ron, but I also have a soft spot for Molly Weasley in the last bit with Bellatrix. But yeah, she's always so loving and caring, and she's done well to raise all the kids that she had. So yeah, I love Molly Weasley. Favourite female character. I do love Luna Lovegood, you know, she's so quirky, she's herself, she never lets anybody tell her she can't be who she is, or fair enough, they like to play tricks on her, but she always stays true to herself. And you've got to love Hermione, you know, if it wasn't for Hermione then Harry may have been in more trouble than he has been. So yeah, got to love those. Favourite villain. See, I know she was bad, but she really helped Harry in the last film. So Narcissa Malfoy, I feel like she was just so caring to Malfoy, like even though she was dedicated to her husband Lucius, and Lucius was under the order of Voldemort and they were Slytherin, and the Malfoys has always been seen as sort of the evil family, but I think deep down she was quite good. So yeah, she's my favourite villain. Favourite male character. So if you want to class Dobby as male, then yeah, I'd say Dobby's my favourite, and I also love Hagrid as well. I just feel like he's always been so caring to Harry, and he's like an uncle that he never had. So yeah, gotta love Hagrid. Favourite professor. So love McGonagall, and I also love Lupin. I feel like those two are my favourite professors, but they were also very caring to Harry, and we've probably been very good guardians to him other than the Dursleys. So yeah, I love those. Which house was your first gut feeling you'd be part of? And it was always Gryffindor, but a little bit of me thought I'd probably be placed in Hufflepuff because I feel like I'm quite quirky, but I definitely feel like Gryffindor was where I was leaning more towards. And after doing the Pottermore test, so the real Harry Potter test, I did come out as Gryffindor, so I was very happy about that. Oh, and I didn't even read the next question. Which house were you actually sorted to on Pottermore? Which was Gryffindor. So the one that I was swaying towards was the one that I got, but I definitely feel like I'm like a Griffin puff, if you want to call it that. So mainly Gryffindor, but I have a little bit of Hufflepuff, and my mum and dad are actually both Hufflepuffs as well, so that's probably where I get it from. What class would be your favourite? I definitely feel like potions, not for Snape, but just in terms of like the actual subject itself, like learning what can mix together to make that spell or that ingredient or that potion to be used. Like I feel like that would be really exciting. But also Transfiguration, I feel like that would be an interesting class, and especially if McGonagall's teaching it, then yeah, that would be one of my favourite classes. Which spell do you think would be most useful to learn? Definitely Lumos would definitely be good to learn, so especially if it's quite dark and you need some more light, then definitely that, as well as Accio. So if you lose something like your keys, or you need your bag quick, you know you need to run out the door or something, like, or you've lost your phone or something, then you can just do that and bring it to you. So I feel like those would be more useful in the modern world as of today. One of the most fun ones would probably be Expelliarmus if we were in the Wizarding world, because I feel like taking someone else's wand would be quite fun, and it would be very useful if someone was to want to duel with you. So yeah, depending on what world you'll be living in. Favourite Marauder. So you've got Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot and Prongs. I would definitely have to say either Padfoot or Moony. So you've got Lupin or Sirius Black. They would be my favourite. And this is the last one. If you could bring one character back to life, which would it be? So it's either going to be Dobby or Hedwig. I feel like Hedwig was always with Harry from the beginning, and I feel like it was so sad when she died, but she was only trying to protect him. And Dobby, again, like always loved Harry Potter and helping him and his friends. So I feel like he would be the one I'd want to bring back to life. So those were all the questions. It was just a little random video to just get to know me a little bit better of what I love about Disney and Harry Potter. And I just see a lot of people do that on their videos, and I like watching people answer questions. So I just thought, why not I do it for this video? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Comment down below anything that you love about Disney and Harry Potter, or any questions that I didn't answer. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!